Hello, I hope you've all had a great week. This week I'm going to be taking a look at the Carrera Digital Lancia Beta Montecarlo, and what a great little runner this is. This is a wonderful car. So let's take a look at the exterior. So brilliant metallic gold, black and red decals there on the side. They're just wonderful little details to look at. This is in the Martini livery. Over at the front there you can just about make out the badging there right on the center of the grille. Their their decals or their printing that they're using is very high precision on these models, and it's just a lovely finish. The interior has got some nice details on it with the driver there, with the the printing on the helmet. It is a very good looking car. This car came in my Retro Grand Prix set. It's one of the three that did come in that. So yeah, I thought I'd share this with you. This is also available separately, and I just wanted to show it with you and then compare it back to the BMW so you can have something to compare to. So when you're looking at this, so this is a Carrera Digital. It does have a digital chip with the infrared sensor, and these retail, I think, for about $55 here in the US. So let's zoom out and bring in the Carrera BMW. So this is my base level car, which I'm using to compare my other vehicles to. So this has usually got the typical Carrera body on it, very robust, very solid. Again, it's a Group 5 with the solid wings versus the modern GT with the thinner posts that need sticky tacking in. It has the same digital chip, comes with the same motor. Other than that, the bodies are good, the chassis they're similar in terms of quality, but they are completely different sizes. So here we go. I'm going to try to get the shadow off, but there we go. So you can see the Carrera BMW, it's a lot longer. In fact, front of the guide to the center of the rear wheels, it's a 1-inch difference in the length, and the track is also a lot wider on the BMW. So what I'm finding is with these two cars, with how they are dead stock with the stock motors, the BMW, I drive that and I'm reaching sort of the limit of the chassis. It's with this particular motor, it's a long car, and the extra weight it's carrying over that distance, it has the pendulum effect. With this car, it's a lot shorter, and so there's less turning force and it feels sharper. And I think even though these cars I'm lapping at about the same speed, the Lancia is the one that feels like if it had a slightly stronger motor in it, it would actually be capable of more. So whether or not that's down to the physical size and the dimensions of the Lancia, or versus the M4, or whether it's the strength of the magnets, I'm not sure, or it's a combination of everything. But I do feel the Lancia could actually be capable of more and a faster lap time than I'm able to set with this one. It is slower than my Porsche, which has a similar footprint, and maybe we'll find out in a minute whether or not it's the magnets or maybe it's the motor. These are all manufactured everything is manufactured with different tolerances, and the motors and the magnets are going to be the variables in the equation. So maybe I just got very kind of lucky with the Porsche versus the Lancia, but the Lancia sets a really good lap time. It's as fast as the BMW, but whereas the BMW feels like it's at its edge at the speed that I can get it to, the Lancia feels like it could give more. So just to give you an idea of the dimensions of the Lancia, this is 64 millimeters, all four corners, left to right. The Lancia on the front is 51 millimeters across the front and 58 across the rear. So it's substantially narrower and substantially shorter. So let's get this on the magnet measurement downforce device, see what the differences are on the magnets. I'll be right back. Okay, so here we are at my magnetic downforce measurement scale, homemade, Lego of course, and let me zero that. And so if I remember rightly, the GT4 is at about 118 grams of downforce or something like that. So I've got to make some adjustment there and sort of calibrate it. Okay. Again, let's just. It's going to be fussy. All right. 120, that's close enough. Let's see where we're at now. It is going to be one of those days. Let's try and just get this right. One of these days I'll make a permanent setup. I'm just having a bad time of it. Let me fiddle around with this and I'll come right back. Okay, 117, 114. Okay, so that's enough variability that I can live with. Let's put back over there. Let's see what we've got here. Oops. With the Lancia. 117, 118, interesting. 119. So they could be get that straight. They are really close to each other, which is interesting because they run, at least in stock, a very, very similar lap time. So interesting. All right, well, let's get this set up on the camera and let's do a few laps of Circuit Simon Says. Okay, back at Simon Says, we'll put some laps on the Lancia Beta. All right, let's go. We'll try again. always gets me. Alright. There we go. Alright, it's not happening. I'm going to grab this. I will put 1 or 2 more laps on it though. Let me see if I can grab it. Is what it is, cold tyres, and it never works when I'm filming. Or racing actually. Funny enough, when I'm on my own, I actually stay on track. There we go. Drifting correctly. Alright, let's bring it back to the table for some final thoughts. Okay, so after some better driving than I just put on there, I got in 100 laps, most of them decent, and you can see the Lancia is in second place, but barely. It's very, very close to the BMW M4, and the BMW M4 has a very, very similar magnetic downforce. So maybe that plays a bigger part in whether or not a car is very fast or not. Although having said that, the BMW does feel at the edge of its capability, where I think the Lancia would still handle a more peppy motor and more speed. So with the motor that came with it, this is what I'm running. It is a very competitive, pretty quick car, although the chassis isn't there at its limit yet with my particular motor. There's more to come from this. So I think, that Porsche just had an outstanding motor in it. It has a similar set of footprints, and it feels a similar experience to drive. It goes into the corners pretty hard, but that Porsche as well, I believe, had closer to 138 to 140 grams of magnet from the stock versus 120 or so of the Lancia. So the Porsche did drive like it had more grip and more speed, but the Porsche motor also felt a bit stronger as well. So there you go. I think this Lancia, it's a good looking car. They've done a great job on the interior and the printing, and it's competitive, and I think the chassis can definitely take a stronger motor, and it would probably drive as well or as quick as the Porsche if the magnets and the motor were equal. So my one is just a bit slower, but it drives like it has more potential, and it's a Martini Lancia. What's not to like? Hope you found this useful, and you guys, everybody, I hope you have a great week. Thank you very much. Bye.